Hi dears, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Anna with you here, and you are in the latest update on the situation here in Spain, as well as some latest Spanish news from here and from our sunny Benidorm region. So let's start probably with the situation at first. We don't really have the exact numbers on cases since as you might know, the government and all official parts of Spain and Ministry of Health, they don't work on weekends, so they don't really give us the exact number. What we do know is that the index of people getting sick versus 100,000 of people is still slightly higher than 200 at the moment. 9 million people living here in Spain already have at least one dose of a vaccine, and approximately 3.5 million people have both doses and have their immune system ready and don't have to be afraid when they go out to the street. Spain is waiting for the details from the European Medicament Association, EMA. They're waiting for their official report on what to do with the Janssen vaccine, because the vaccination with Janssen was paralyzed here in Spain, was stopped, due to the same problems with the vaccine as with AstraZeneca. So they're waiting basically for the association to let them know in which age this vaccine is safe and in which age they shouldn't be using it. This is just to modify somehow the vaccination system of groups, what that Spain has at this very moment. They have all these vaccines stored right now in the storage room, so as soon as they'll know what's going to happen, they will start bringing these vaccines to the health centers. This Friday, this is going to be the most important day, probably one of the most important days in the history of the pandemics here in Spain, because as you might know, the 9th of May, the official state of alarm will be over, as will many of the restrictions be finally over here in Spain. But the few weeks before that, so 2 weeks before this will happen, the new measures have to be put in place, which means that every 2 weeks, Spanish government is deciding basically on what to do according to the situation, which kind of measures should they put in place, or they can relax some of them. So this Friday, they will give us new measures and restrictions that will be applied starting from 26th of April, so the week after. We will know probably what's going to happen, and as our government has already mentioned, the restrictions will be going down, so like downgrading, even before the official state of alarm will be over. So we are very, very much hoping for the good news from the government before this weekend comes. As for now, I know there are many new subscribers on the channel, and you might not know, you might not have seen all the news videos because there are so many videos about this situation here in Spain. Every second day you have a new one. So I'm going to let you know basically what's happening right now. Here in Spain, the use of masks is obligatory. Doesn't matter if we want to wear them, if we feel like it's the correct thing to do, but by law, we have to wear masks. Every time we go out of our houses, we have to wear one. Doesn't matter if we go to the supermarket, if we just go down the street. The only places where we can take the mask out is on the beach. When we are sitting, if we're just walking down the beach, we have to wear a mask because we're walking through several people. If we're just laying down on the beach, enjoying the sunshine, then we can take the mask out. If we're swimming, we can be without a mask. If we are near the swimming pool, also we don't have to use it. And if we are in, let's say, some mountain areas, camping, like walks, I don't know, national parks, some places like this where you don't really get to be very close to people. In all the rest of the circumstances, we have to wear a mask, sadly, but this is true. This is how it is right now. And probably we will have to wear them for a long time from now. The rest of the restrictions are approximately the same for all the regions. Spanish communities, so different Spanish autonomic regions are closed. which means that except for Madrid, Extremadura, Balearic Islands, and Canarian Islands, except these four, all the rest of autonomic regions are closed, so no one can go in or come out of these regions. No, just journeys. I want to go and visit Barcelona, or I want to go from Madrid to like south part of Spain. No, this is not possible. From Madrid, you can only go to the regions that are open. So from Madrid, you could go to Balearic Islands, to Canarian, or Extremadura, and the other way around. If the region is closed, you cannot go out, even if the other region you're going is open. This is how it is right now. In Catalonia, for example, they have even severe, more like hard restrictions. They've closed not only the entire Catalonia, they've closed as well districts. Different districts. So for example, from Barcelona, you cannot go to Tarragona, let's say, or to another areas. You have to stay in the same city area. The rest of regions approximately have only the autonomic region closure. They are not closed by cities. If in some of the regions, the situation of one or several cities is a lot worse than in general of the region, then they will be locked down as well. But it's not something that we have in every region here in Spain. Every now and then, in some north parts of Spain, we do have several cities closed. In Andalusia, we also have some of these cities closed, like locked down. But people can still go out to the streets and go to work and go grocery shopping and stuff like that. It's just no one can come in or out of the area. This is basically what's happening. The night lockdown is still present in our lives. For some people, it doesn't really even matter. Like for me, I don't really go out to the street later than 10 p.m. Only maybe when it's summer and when we spend a lot more time and when it's not that hot already. So you are actually able to enjoy the weather very late at night, like at 10 o'clock. But right now we are okay. We are home by 10, even earlier. So we don't really feel this lockdown. But there are some people that are used to go out a lot more often, which is normal as well, which are feeling this lockdown and this stress to be able at home by 10. Here in Valencian region, we have to be at home from 10 at night until 6 in the morning. This is our night lockdown. As soon as the state of alarm will finish, there is not going to be any night lockdown, which is very, very good news. Very good news for a lot of people living here. These are all the restrictions for the day of today. And as I've already mentioned, they might change quite a lot from the end of this week. Fingers crossed so that the change would be to a positive side. Next news, very important news for a lot of people that live here or for the ones who will come and visit Spain at some point. Our Spanish government has decided to try and approve the law that will forbid to smoke in the terraces. Not like home terrace, but I mean on the terraces, on the bars and restaurants and cafeterias and hotels and stuff like that. So even though it's an open air terrace, and even though you can maintain the social distancing of 1.5 meters or more, they want to forbid smoking. Someone might say, well, okay, yes, now it's pandemics and the smoke may contain some particles of a virus, but it's not only for the time that pandemics will be in our lives. No. Spanish government has said that especially now it's very important, but it's not just for now. It's for the whole life. So it's like it's forever. Well, like for a lot more time, not just for now when the virus is here. Why they want to do it? Well, it's hard to say. In a lot of countries, it is forbidden to smoke outside on the terraces or in bars and restaurants, but here it wasn't. Right now, they want to forbid this, but Catalonia, where Barcelona is, that region, has already said that they won't never, ever, ever agree to this new law. And a lot of people that are owners of bars and restaurants just went out to the streets and were saying, no, we will never agree this to happen because this will just take the bread from us. This will just take the last penny, the last euro that they gain, because a lot of people here in Spain are smoking. which is their right to do. My family doesn't smoke, so maybe for me this will be a good thing. But I am normally just simply don't sit down near the people that I see are smoking. That's it. I'm just searching for another like more distant place to sit down if I want to. But right now they say basically that a lot of people are going to the restaurants and bars and cafeterias. They grab a cup of coffee or a tea and they just sit down, chat with someone and have a cigarette or just smoke a little bit and then drink a cup, then another cup, like chit chat between each other. Or the same during dinner. They spend a lot more time in the bar or at the restaurant when they are smoking. And there is more option, more opportunity for the bar owners to sell them something because they spend a lot of time in there. I don't know if it's a good thing to do or a bad thing. The opinion is very different. There's been a survey. I love surveys. There's been a survey in one of the newspapers here in Spain, which is called 20 Minutes. And 64.5%, so the majority of all people, are seeing this measure, the new law, as something positive. So the majority see this as a good option, really. 33.3% are saying that they're seeing it as a bad option, that this is not gonna work and will be like a bad thing for the bars and terraces in terms of income. And also they say that the terrace is an open air area where every person has a right to do what they want to do, and if they want to smoke, they should be able to do that. And 2.19% are saying that they're not sure. They are not sure. If it would depend from them, they don't know what they would choose, either to approve or deny this new law. Well, we'll see what's going to happen. Let me know, what do you think in the comments right here down below, if you would approve this law to forbid smoking on the terraces, even though it's an open air terrace in the bars and restaurants, or you wouldn't do it. And if not, why you wouldn't do it. Would be very interesting to see your opinion. As for me, as I've already mentioned, we don't smoke, so for me it's not a very big change, but for others who do smoke, it might be a big one. The rest of the news is very interesting one from Villajoyosa, which is a small town, like a village more than a town, which is right here near Benidorm. In Villajoyosa, there is one judge, a woman who's been spending all her entire life for the law to protect us. She's worked out a new protocol to help and bring the Ocupas. I'm sure you all know what Ocupas are. These are all these people that illegally enter, sometimes even violently, enter your property, like a house or a flat or something, and stay inside, refusing to leave it. This is what Ocupas are, if some of you didn't know. So, to bring them out of the property in a maximum of 1 month. Before, in the majority of regions here in Spain, if you had this problem with Ocupas in your property, you had to go through all the judge procedures, through the lawyers and stuff like that. You had to go to police. Oh, it was so difficult to deal with it, and the process normally was of approximately 2 years. So 2 years, these random people were able to stay at your house. How's that? Not very good, I suppose. So right now, this new protocol will allow to make them leave in 1 month only, from 2 years to 1 month. And now my question is why they didn't do it earlier. Why so many problems with these Ocupas? Why so many time is wasted, basically? And now one judge, just in a few months' time, she just did this protocol and that's it. So then it's not that difficult as it seemed. It's not that difficult as all the authorities were telling us it was. If that's as easy to do, in 1 month, everything is over. A lot of different regions in Spain have already contacted the Villajoyosa to know what this protocol is about and to implement it in all other regions in Spain. As for now, only the police of Villajoyosa is able to deal with Ocupas by the new protocol. The rest of the regions still have to follow the official and original ones before the new one will take place. So right now they're just trying it here in Villajoyosa. If they see that it's working out actually very well, then they're gonna approve it for the rest of Spain. This basically protocol, they don't say how it is actually, so step by step, but what we do know is that they've deleted and eliminated some points in this protocol, some steps that were not really necessary. How's that? They're not really necessary, which is the worst thing to hear. Like, it's been so long, and now you say that some of the steps are not really necessary and could have been avoided easily before. Yes. So they say that a lot of these steps will be changed and will be simplified, so that instead of 2 years, it will be 1 month's time. Let's hope that this new protocol will actually be successful, because if it's going to be so, probably very, very soon in all Spain, the problem with Ocupas, it's not going to be as big as it is right now, if they will know that it's not really worth going inside a house if you are only able to live there for 1 month or less. Let's hope it's going to be the case. Now about the Spanish weather. The last news, Spanish weather is very twisted, very strange. It's not the typical weather we're used to. Although today in the first part of the day it was quite shiny, the weather is very nice. But right now the wind is starting to rise up a little bit. It's not very strong, but still it is. There is some wind and there are some clouds on the sky already. As you can see on this first picture, the clouds are right now like in the center of Spain vertically right now, and the rest of the parts are partially sunny or sunny. In some parts there might be some slight rain already. There are no alerts about waves, about strong wind, nothing. It's just not a very good weather, let's say it like that. But the true change will come from tomorrow. We all thought that last week's rain and bad weather was the last one, but surprise, it wasn't. And from tomorrow until Sunday, this basically, it's what we're gonna have, more or less, but this is the true thing that we're gonna have during all this week. Rain, and again, rain, plus clouds. There is not gonna be even sunshine here in our region. I'm not sure how we'll be able to survive with 1 week of rain. A lot of people might think that it's crazy to say it like that, because they might live with rain like all their lives, especially in the countries where rain is a usual thing and clouds. But here, when it's always sunny, even 1 week of rain, for us, it's very depressing, to be honest. So this is what's going to be happening the whole week. As for temperatures, temperatures won't be decreasing, even though it's going to be raining in a lot of parts in Spain, which is at least one good news. The north part of Spain will have between 13 and 20 degrees. The center, exactly the same temperature. So all this north and center part. The south part will have slightly more, from 17 until 25 degrees. The Mediterranean area from 16 until 22. Not bad. Alicante will have 20. Here in Benidorm, it's going to be between 20 and 22, depending. In Barcelona, 17. In Granada, 20. The same approximately in Malaga, which will have between 20 and 22. The same in Marbella. Sevilla will have 25. This is a maximum temperature that Spain will have for the day of today. In Madrid, 20. Murcia, which is south from Alicante, 22. Balearic Islands, which are Mallorca, Menorca, and Ibiza, will have 18, and Canary Islands will have 24. Valencia, which is on the north part, approximately 1.5 hours away from here, will have 22 degrees. And the water temperature is still 16 degrees. If it would be warm enough, the sun would be shining, probably the temperature would start rising up. But since it's not really the case, we still have the same 16 degrees, although we already see more and more people, especially children, going to the Mediterranean Sea to have a little swim. These were all the news for today, my dears. I hope you enjoyed watching them. Tomorrow there is a new second and then third and then fourth parts of the videos when we're going to Benidorm to check different hotels, if they are open, if not, and if we know when they're gonna be opening. So tomorrow, new interesting video is waiting for you. Make sure you don't miss it. Thank you all for watching. I wish you a very nice day of today, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel right here down below if you still didn't do so. Bye, dears.